Hey everybody, just got played here. We're going to do another game unboxing. However, this won't be a proper unboxing because I've actually already unboxed the game, but I'm still going to open it up and go through it. This is Godz, the Kickstarter Special Edition by Board Game Brothers. It's designed by Maria Kill, and I believe Hamu Dennis did all of the art on it. It's 2 to 4 players, 30 to 60 minutes, ages 14 and up. So I got this a couple weeks ago, and I was basically, I saw it on Facebook, about supporting Black-owned businesses and designers in the board game design industry, and trying to help support companies and people that aren't necessarily well represented in the board game community. So I went ahead and got this. They were also doing, matching donations. So if you bought the game, different people actually were donating to different causes. If you bought a copy of the game and showed, kind of proof of purchase, essentially. So I thought it was great. We're, helping out small design team, Board Game Brothers. They actually do have some other games on the way, but this was their first one. I think this was on Kickstarter last year. And at the same time, we're also, I was anyhow, helping with, like I said, getting donations to the different organizations that needed it. So I thought all around it's a really good cause. Let's go ahead and take a look at Board Game Brothers, Godz, Kickstarter Special Edition. So it kind of goes on the back. It shows you, what it comes with. This comes actually with 9 bonus wrappers and 7 bonus events cards because it's a special edition. So let's open it up and take a look at what's in the box. Like I said, this won't be a proper unboxing. I've already unboxed and gone through everything, but we're still going to go through all the components. So you have a rule book. And the rule book goes through, let's see, we have contents. It shows you everything it comes with. You have 3 different album decks, 3 come-ups decks, 12 different cities, 25 wrappers. You have different plaques, so you have like bronze, gold, and platinum plaques. You have some different dice for resolving beef, some goals. Let's see. Setup, if you notice, the board actually looks like a turntable, and the rounds and the turns are albums and tracks. So the game takes place over 15 rounds, looks like. You have 3 different albums, which will actually change what you're doing over here with the decks you're coming from and which level of cards are coming out. And then the tracks are turns. So each round you essentially have 5 turns, and this spot in the middle kind of tracks your progress. We've got the how to play section, how everything goes. So essentially you're playing cards to further your rap career, increasing different stats. And then you actually have an official scorecard if you want to keep track of who won. And then just kind of a quick overview. Very small book. It's not a crazy complicated game rules-wise. There's a lot going on with the cards. But I thought this was kind of cool. I'm going to bring it in a little. So it says here, in the event of a tie, so the very last tiebreaker, so you have a couple tiebreakers, says if that's also tied, you have to have a real rap battle. And they're serious about this. Like, you have to do this. That's the tiebreaker. There's no, we all go away as winners. Nope. Godz, you must have a rap battle to determine who is the actual winner. So I'm hoping we actually get into a lot of ties, just so we can do that. So that's the rule book. I'm going to flip to the board first, just to get that out of the way, because I think the board is really cool and it plays into the theme pretty well. So here's the board. Kind of doesn't really fit. Let's move the box out of the way. Take a look at the board. Hey, it almost fits in there. So it's kind of cool because it looks like a record, and then like I said, you keep track of your level. If you notice, this has numbers on it going around. So as you level up in your skills and mic skills, your traveling, all this stuff, it levels up and tracks on the record. And then you have your round things like a crossfader. Then you have your different city spots over here. Your goals are over here, and then your come up cards are up here. So overall, it's a pretty cool board. And I like how that plays into, you know, the history of rap and the themes. Very thematic board. Now let's go ahead and take a look. So you have your first player medallion, which be careful if you have a glass table, because this is metal. This is hard metal. Very cool. Rap Godz. Then we'll just go. We have different dice. So there's a die for every player color, or for each player, and these you use to determine, you know, beef battles whenever you fight someone. Then we've got different plaques. These are pretty cool. These are the bronze plaques, but you can see they're metallic. And these are basically your points for the game. So you have bronze, you have gold, which again you can see they're metallic. And then you have platinum, which again, cool. Then over here you have, you know, different cities. So these are you know, how you get them and how many points they're worth at the end of the game. So if you have the most of that, if you're the highest in that icon, with your cards played plus what's on the board, you get this one. So they're end game goals. And then you have these, which are these are you know, symbolizing you won beef battles. Those are pretty cool. Then we have the different tracking markers for, you know, each player. So each player has a color, and they have a little icon that goes with them, and then they have tracks to mark them on the different levels on the board. So you have one in every color. Here we have some more cardboard. So these are more end-game goals. So you can try to get cities, but then you can also do this. So it's like, you know, the champ most beef cubes at the end of the game gets an extra 10 victory points. So you take this. First player to have all 5 colors in their timeline gets this. We'll take a look at the cards here in a second, kind of go over what the timeline is. And then there's these, which go out on the board randomly. So they go onto the different spots on the board that we were looking at the board. And these have hidden bonuses on them that you can get and use immediately, or you can hold it to use it later in the game. So as you cross those, the first player to cross those thresholds will get one of those for that particular stat that they were leveling up. In here we have the city cards and the wrapper cards. So the cities, you know, they have like some artwork that represents the city. But they also start you with, you know, different stats to begin with, which the stats determine, you know, different things, which cards you can play and stuff like that. And then they have a goal for how you win the city. So the goal to get Atlanta will be to have the most of that. So when you start off, you will start off with a wrapper and a city. And then you're basically trying to claim your city or another people's city by doing, you know, whatever it takes to get it. So goal is the most of those, the least. So they're just fairly straightforward goals to hit. And then here we have wrappers, which there are a ton of wrappers. And if you're into rap, you'll be able to look at some of these, and you know, the names might stand out, or the actual artwork might stand out of, you know, who they're supposed to be. But there's you know, each rapper has their own abilities and goals that they're trying to get, which is pretty cool. And they actually, if you look up here in the corner, these are how difficult they are to play. So if you go back and look in the record book, there's 3 levels. So you have star, spade, and club, and those determine, you know, how difficult relative to each other these rappers are to play, having to deal with their abilities and what their goals are. So you kind of level up your game based off of that. It's all pretty cool. The artwork's, you know, like you know, like graffiti type work. It's pretty cool. So let's just move on from those. See, and then you got your album decks. So there's 3 different album decks, and the album decks give you things that you can do. So it costs this to play these cards. That's what you need in order to be able to do it. So again, you know, very comical, you know, graffiti-esque art on the cards. You can definitely tell it was all done by the same person, so everything looks coherent as you go from card to card, deck to deck. But you have 3 different levels of cards, you know, 1s, 2s, and 3s, and those change based on which album you're on, so which round. Then you have come-ups, which again, these are, you know, put into 1s, 2s, and 3s. And these, I believe, are, you know, what they're worth at the end of the game. So as you add stuff up, you'll play these cards to get what's there. And then the idea is, as you put these cards out, you will be building a timeline of your career and what you did. So I believe this is the cost and this is the reward. So you essentially line them up like this, and you can go through and see, you know, these are the things you did, and this is what it, you know, what it netted you in points. So all in all, pretty cool. Like I said, this was on Kickstarter, I believe in 2019. I think it started delivering late last year, early this year, but you can check it out on the Board Game Brothers website. There's a lot in the box for the price, and these things are really cool because they could have just went with colors, but the fact that they have the metallic, you know, look to them makes them stand out and look really good on the table. Again, just this metal coin, definitely be careful with that. It will do some damage if it's dropped. Keep it away from your phone. Don't leave your phone laying on the table and then drop this on it. But that was Board Game Brothers Wrap Godz. Check them out. I don't know how much longer the Kickstarter Special Edition is going to be there before it switches to retail, but you can still get the Kickstarter Special Edition now. All right, thanks for watching.